Fight for your dreams!
And Dark Axe Online.
It's Tuesday the 3rd of October, and this is Screenplay Patch Notes. It's Tuesday because yesterday was Monday and it was a public holiday. What was the public holiday?
Some sort of bank shit, I think. Why do banks get them? They got enough.
Why not screenplays?
That's what I'm talking about, Screen, mate! Wednesdays, every Wednesday.
I'm Steph.
I'm Nick, and get your buddies ready because we're gonna fill them with some news.
You can now drift off to sleep to the tunes from some of your favorite games. Games like Final Fantasy, Dark Souls, and Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island have been given a lullaby treatment with the release of an album called Prescription for Sleep, Fight for Your Dreams. Is this the album you've been waiting for to like help Banjo
Go to sleep.
drift into slumber?
Battle music from Dark Souls.
No, but lullabyified.
Right, I get lullabyified. Is that a word?
Well, there's a bit of smooth sax in there.
Smooth sax. There's nothing I like less in the world than smooth sax. It is a disgusting thing to say and to listen to. I am interested that it's called Prescription for Sleep. It's like, hey, here's all this music. It's just gonna send you to sleep. Look at all this great music for these great games. It's so boring, you'll fall asleep.
I had a listen.
Yeah.
And to me, this sounds like the kind of music they'd play in like a day spa when you were getting a massage or like a facial or something.
Oh, right.
You know, it's that kind of music.
Float tank music.
Yeah, a little bit elevatory, but also kind of relaxing in a nice way. But I kept thinking about myself like lying there with like cucumbers on my eyes and then just suddenly having this recollection of just horrific death over and over and over again.
Sword being plunged through your chest.
As I'm trying to relax,
yeah. So it's gonna work out great, and I'll definitely let my baby listen to it. Moving on, and the Call of Duty World War II beta is definitely an online multiplayer game because it already has hackers. The beta only launched 3 days ago, and users are already complaining of aimbots and cheaters, although perhaps we are being too quick to judge. Maybe Destroyer SC legitimately racked up 83 kills in a single game.
How is this still happening? Don't they have ways to like police this better?
Oh, well, yes, like you would hope that there would be some sort of like, in the final game, reporting system,
Right.
etc.,
Is
etc.
it just because like with the beta, you just can't keep track?
So there's I've got two theories. One, they just don't have the necessary, security requirements and any cheat stuff in the game in the beta. But here's what I actually think. I reckon they're fine with it. I reckon this is all a part of the beta, and they're going, okay, we're gonna see all the things that you guys use to try to cheat, so that on day one, we've already put the shutters down on all the different, like, this aimbot's being used, and this hack's being used, and blah, blah, blah. We already know that these are the ones you wanted to use.
Oh, I like that theory.
And so they need to work, I mean, obviously it's still gonna get hacked, but like, they need to work harder. So day one maybe is pure, day two is where things get fucked up after release.
What satisfaction does someone get out of using an aimbot in a game?
100%. These people are cowards. The 83 kills on the score sheet at the end of the game means nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing. A robot got those kills. You did diddly squat.
Everyone knows that they've cheated.
Diddly squat. And hopefully they get just reported and banned at the end of each round.
Yeah. All right, well, moving on. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is the latest game to become a victim of review bombing. And here we thought this was the game that could do no wrong. It turns out the source of the rage came primarily from Chinese pub players in reaction to an ad that was showing up on the game's home screen for a Chinese VPN service. I'm surprised that an ad caused this much outrage.
Lube yourself up, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds players, because this is just the beginning. You got the microtransaction cosmetic stuff on the way. You're gonna see ads everywhere. There's no way a game gets this big and the company behind it, Bluehole. Bluehole want your money in their hole. Yeah, I mean, it is a bit of a backlash. This is just the status quo now. Every game that you buy that's like 60 bucks and this one 30 has friggin' microtransactions in it and ads and all this bullshit. It's just, this is the new world order.
Like, it was an ad that was in the home screen. It's not like ads were popping up like while people were like out in the field.
It's not, instead of killing someone with a saucepan, they're running around with a sign for VPNs. On the bottom of the graffiti on the wall of the house. Yeah, exactly, yeah. As opposed to being like edgy art, it's just like ads for sort of, subscription services to Netflix.
Yeah, I feel like, for games to have ads in the home screen isn't really that obtrusive. And the vitriol that usually invokes review bombing is, usually caused by something much more intense than that, I would have thought.
Yeah, but this is review bombing. This is the new hotness.
Review bombing. I think it's dumb.
Yeah,
I think it's stupid.
it's a really petty way to respond to
I think it
something.
should be policed a lot better.
It's very petty.
It's not the way you should go about expressing your grievances, I don't believe.
But how dare you criticize Valve for not moderating it correctly when they've implemented a system where you can look at a graph and see. Yeah, and you can, and if you want to mine for that data, you can understand that, oh, something bad happened on this day. Well done, Valve. Well done. You're a bastion of PC friggin' intelligence. Moving on, but staying with Battleground news. South Korean dev Bluehole, makers of the game and wanters of your money, are spinning off a subsidiary company called PUBG Corp. The company will focus entirely on business development and global operations for the brand, with offices in South Korea and the US, and plans to also open offices in Europe and Japan.
It's happening. They're taking over the world.
See, this is why they need to put ads for VPNs in your home screens, because they need to open these fancy European offices. Moving on now, and it's discussion time. Steph, take it away.
Oh.
A song.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant the discussion.
No.
Discussion time, discussion time, discussion time, discussion time. That was kind of like an 80s, like after school, like, you know, like a high school kind of show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like the dangers of unprotected sex or something. Moving on, and Nintendo at it again, really hating people who play video games online. If you wanted to play Nintendo games on YouTube, you could join this Nintendo Partners program, right?
Was like creators?
Yeah, exactly. Where you you could monetize your channel or your videos, and Nintendo would take a cut of the money that you make. So you get like 70% for your channel or 60% for the videos. Nintendo gets the rest. But Nintendo have now said that anyone in that program can now not live stream any of their games. So if you are part of this creators program and you have a channel affiliated with Nintendo, you can no longer stream to YouTube any Nintendo game, whether you monetize it or not.
So what is the benefit of being part of the creators program as opposed to just streaming games on your own channel and monetizing it through YouTube's like regular?
You can't monetize that. They will go, no, you're not allowed to monetize that unless you're affiliated with us.
So you can't monetize any Nintendo content. You can put it up, but you can't monetize it.
Yeah. Oh. So now they don't want you to do this live streaming. And they haven't said why, they've just said we don't want these channels. So the option that you have, you can go, okay, well, I'm gonna create a separate channel that's not affiliated with the creators program, and I will live stream it there. So you're allowed to live stream it to something not affiliated with your creators program channel.
And not monetized.
And not monetized, or you can not do it, pretty much, is the alternative.
Or go to Twitch?
Or go to Twitch. So this is just applying to YouTube at the moment because that's where their rev share program thing is happening. But you can go to Twitch and do that. Having not said why, to me this reads that they don't want people making money off long extended play sessions of their games. As opposed to, you can still do the Let's Plays that you normally do, but you can't go and stream for 10 hours and get a bunch of people watching you quietly playing a game.
Who would potentially then not buy the game.
Not buy the game, yeah.
So I mean, I feel like that's been the issue with streaming, the kind of, the contentious point around streaming to begin with, where publishers don't know if it's going to be promoting the game or stopping people from buying it because they're watching other people play it.
Yeah.
And I think the general consensus has been, it promotes the game.
I would think so. And that, you know, there's been a few cases like that, that Dragon Cancer and stuff, where they went, oh, that completely affected the sales of our game. But I think though, in my anecdotal opinion, they're sort of few and far between that promoting a game by watching the streams is a good thing. But I do have one other theory about this.
Okay.
I'm wondering if conservative company that Nintendo is, and this might be a bit of a wild one, they're looking at stuff like the PewDiePie things that happened recently. That they don't want, these monetized streams through official YouTube partners for people to be on 6-hour streams saying things that they can't control. That a word would slip out, a phrase would slip out or something, as opposed to a Let's Play video where if, you know, you said something terrible when you're editing that video, you go, snip, not gonna put that in the video.
Yeah,
but on a stream, it's like, oh, it's just there, and it's a partner program with Nintendo. You're an official Nintendo partner.
It's like they need one of those buttons that radio stations have.
Yeah,
where there's like a 30-second delay or something, and then if they say something that slips out, like, I don't know, some off-color remark or racial slur, then you could just be like, oh shit, and then, you know, just cut to a Mario and Yoshi technical difficulty sign.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely we should do that because that's totally fixing the problem of these people making all these racial slurs online, but then not showing the general public. How do you feel about this? Would you want to see this bleed over to Twitch if it could?
I just feel like Twitch needs to exist in its current form, and I think if you start trying to police it and stopping people from doing certain things, then it's kind of not in the spirit of what live streaming is, and the gaming community around it.
I agree, but this is another wonderful installment of the adventure that is Nintendo grappling with the internet. It's like watching an old person try to use an iPhone. They just don't get it.
Control.
Totally. So you can't play Nintendo games live streamed on your partner channel, but there are other games you can soon play.
That was a nice segue.
It's Tuesday the 3rd of October, and here's what you can soon play. Racing straight out of the gates this week is Forza Motorsport 7. Unlike the bombastic Horizon games, the main series anchors itself to more traditional motorsport and puts players on real tracks from around the world. You can still reverse time though, so it's not that realistic. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen rises up to current-gen consoles. The epic fantasy RPG, which lets you grapple onto anything, is grappling itself to PS4 and Xbox One. Battle Chasers Night War from the publishers of Darksiders is a classic RPG with classic design. Turn-based combat, people with large armor, an old man with a magic stick. Looks like a pretty cool adventure. And then retire to Stardew Valley as the farming sim hits the Switch eShop. For the first time, you're going to be able to walk around while playing the game and get at least a fragment of an idea of the manual labor that goes into running a real farm. If you're not all raced out after Forza, WRC is also getting its 7th mainline release. For consoles, that is. The game has been available for digital download on PC since last month, but will get a physical release this Friday. And it's a very 3DS weekend with some stupidly long titled games hitting the device. The puzzling Leighton's Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy is finally getting a retail release on the platform here in Australia. But if you prefer to solve puzzles in shorter, more colourful hats, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions is out on the same day. This Mario RPG is basically a pretty version of the 2003 Game Boy Advance game of the same name, minus Bowser's Minions. That's what you could soon play. What are your picks? Let us know in the comments. So games are coming out. What do you think?
I think it's time for me to dive back into Dragon's Dogma again. Dark
Really?
Arisen. It's going to be on current gen. My one issue with that game is that it never looked great, and I'm really hoping with this upgrade, it's a bit more crisp, a bit more detail, more textures.
I was not expecting that. I don't know
Yeah.
what I was expecting for you to like. Maybe Leighton's Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy? My favorite game title of all time. Okay, good choice. My choice was gonna be Forza 7, because I like to chill out with some racing games. Until last night when they announced the Stardew Valley is coming to the Switch this week.
You love Stardew Valley.
I don't know what that is, but oh my god, I'm so excited for that. That is that game already sold so many copies. Can you imagine how huge that would have been if the Switch was around then? And it was called the Vita and they did shit all with it. But my god, that is the perfect. There's never been a more perfect marriage of platform and game than Stardew Valley on the Switch. No, you can't think of one. I dare you. You have 10 seconds.
How about
10, 9,
something like
8,
Gravity Rush on the Vita? I thought that was
6,
a great use of platform and game marriage.
5, 4,
No?
3, 2, 1. See, she cannot answer it. Let's move on.
On our 4Play Not Live live stream last Thursday before the show, we told you to look out for the Easter egg that always appears in the episode.
That's right, and so the prize for last week was a Logitech Pro keyboard, a Pro mouse, and a G640 mousepad, thanks to Logitech.
And the person who spotted it was Tim White. Congratulations, Tim White!
Well done, Whitey.
You spotted Miles's pocket square disappeared for a segment.
It did, and then it came back like magic. But well done, Whitey. You win all the stuff I just said, thanks to Logitech. And we've also got a big prize coming up this week on the show, our last Nintendo Switch.
Our last Switch.
Exactly, for the Switch giveaway we've been doing in conjunction with St. George. We've already given away one Switch to Parallax Error and another one to Alex Lowe's. But there is still one left, it's right there.
Yes, you're still in with a chance to win win! We'll be announcing the final winner on screenplay on Thursday night, and entries close tomorrow, the 4th of October.
For more details, head to screenplay.7 and goodness gracious, please make a sculpture. All right, we're wrapping it up now, but here's what we are doing for you guys this week. It's probably happened already, but today we're streaming from the mini SNES. We'll also have some answers for you finally this week, and we check out The Evil Within 2.
And on Screenplay on TV on Thursday, we review Cuphead, oh my gosh, and get chased by body parts in The Evil Within 2. No, look at that! So be there to check that out on Thursday, 10 p.m. on 7 Mate.
You can follow Screenplay in all of these places here. Details are in the description below, and we are done for today's episode, but as always, we've got one of your beautiful clips to play us out.
Yes, Ben Egan divaed like a boss with this play of the game.
Nerf this!
You know the match is going well when you just spawn camping with your ult. Thanks for sending that in, Ben. If you've got a clip you want to share with the Screen Mates, then send it to us on Twitter using the hashtag ScreenPlayMyClip.
Yes, you can send it to @ScreenPlayAU or @NickBoy or @HexSteph.
We're done. Goodbye.
Bye!
Why do I have to be the jester?
Nick, it's extremely important that we seamlessly slip into this medieval reenacted time period. Hail, fellow. Well met.